Hello and welcome to another episode of Geared Toward Gear. My name is Sean and I'm so glad you're here. Today we got kind of a, channel update slash mailbag kind of video. I haven't really done a mailbag video before and I haven't done a channel update in a little while. Not that there's a whole lot to talk about, but a couple things. So let's get right into it. So I've got some stuff on the table here in front of me, several of which were things that I purchased, a couple things that were sent to me, something on loan, and I've got one other box up to the side because it's just too big. So we'll get into all this stuff. And kind of during that process, I'll give you a few channel updates. So I guess the first thing I'll say is we did the giveaway. And we had our 3 winners chosen, and I couldn't be happier. I'm probably going to box everything up tonight and try to ship it out tomorrow. I don't know the date off the top of my head because I am using my phone to film, but it's June 17th. Actually, I know that. It's June 17th today because it's one of my closest friends' birthday. So I do know the date. I usually don't. So yeah, I'll probably try to get that stuff shipped out tomorrow to the 3 lucky winners. So congratulations to you 3 and for everybody who participated. Can't thank you enough. And we're already close to 900, I think, subscribers, which is insane to me. Just it blows my mind. So let's start with a couple of things we're looking at in front of us. So these 2 are already open because I opened them several days ago when they arrived. Everything else kind of came around the same time. So I bought this Gerber multiplier. It's the MP600 not too long ago, and I've been using it around the house. It works just fine. It's not my favorite multi-tool in the world by any means, but for a medium duty and more importantly, budget-friendly multi-tool, I think for the average person, this is probably plenty good to throw in a vehicle kit or kitchen drawer, garage, whatever. And, you know, these have been used in the U.S. military quite a bit, the multiplier series in general. This is just kind of the basic model. It was like $35. But Stuart, who is a friend of the channel and kind of a military history nerd, and when I say that in the best way possible because I'm a total nerd about certain things and I love history, but Stuart knows his military history. So he sent me 2 pouches for the MP600. It comes with a pouch, just a standard black Gerber pouch, but what he sent me is a United States military kind of standard issue multi-tool pouch. It's made by Gerber, it's made in the USA, and it fits the MP600 quite nicely. It's got one of the little, I don't know what Gerber calls them, slick strip, you know, whatever, your MOLLE attachment. So it fits it quite nicely, actually, in the digital camo. But then he also sent me, which I think is kind of even cooler, to be honest, is a standard issue Canadian Army pouch for the MP600, and it fits just perfectly. It almost fits and looks very similar to the factory sheath. So thank you so much, Stuart, for the 2 sheaths. I can't thank you enough. Coming from a viewer, stuff like that, just it touches me and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much, Stuart, for that. And I know I've thanked you already, but thank you again for the 2 sheaths. So that's that out of the way. Let's talk about what next. The Kershaw. So this is something that I purchased recently. I've already filmed the review, and it is the Kershaw XCOM model 3425. The review might not come out for another, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, just depends honestly. But this is what it looks like. It is a folder. I've got quite a bit of use on this thing. And what I would say to not spoil the review is if you haven't already bought one of these, hold off until you see the review. If that gives you any hint as to my thoughts on this knife. It's got a couple kind of fatal flaws, at least my example does. So I would maybe wait for the review before you buy one of these if you're even interested. It's definitely very tactical looking, not really my style at all, but I was feeling very nostalgic when I bought it. These are the kind of knives I bought a lot of when I was a kid, you know, 11, 12, 13 years old. This kind of stuff, just the look of it, just reminded me of the stuff that I would have bought as a kid. So that's why I bought it. Bought it from Blade HQ. It was like $26, $27, something like that. But review has been filmed. Had it for a while now, well over a week, and I went out of my way to use the crap out of this thing to get some some actual results for you guys. So that's the Kershaw XCOM, so review coming up on that. Another item that I purchased recently from Amazon is a flashlight from the company Sofern. I reviewed a number of their lights in the past, and this one is called the SP40. So you can kind of see the details on the light there. It is a 1200 lumen headlamp, uses an 18650 battery. The model number is not actually even on the box, but it's called the SP40. And I bought it because the price is crazy affordable, like all Sofern lights, but also it doesn't have to be a headlamp, right? It can be clip it on the belt while you're working on the car, just an all-purpose utility light, kind of a right angle. So an interesting light, and I will be doing a full review on this. Again, it's a headlamp, so it comes with the full headlamp setup. And it also comes with, which is kind of neat, a shorter tube. So this would literally, by putting this on, it would make this thing about half as long as it is, and it would use a different battery source. So anyway, that's the Sofern SP40 headlamp kind of combo kit. Comes with a battery and all that good stuff like most Soferns do, and this one happens to be USB rechargeable. But I'll get into all the fun details and beam shots when I do the review, which I have not yet filmed, but that is a recent addition that I've been playing with a little bit lately, the Sofern SP40. So let's talk about giveaways before I open a few more packages. I did mention during the drawing for the 1,000 subscriber, the 781 subscriber giveaway, I mentioned that I am going to go ahead and do another one for 1,000 subscribers, which could be, you know, in the next month. It could be 2 months. You know, these things go in waves, and I don't have any expectations. I'm just having a good time making videos and hanging out with you guys. So when that does happen, whenever that is, I will do a giveaway. And I decided it's going to be a very straightforward one. It'll just be one winner. It'll probably be just continental US only, and just like one item. I'll get like a nice quality knife, like $100 pocket knife. I'm not saying I'm gonna give away a Benchmade bug out, but that was kind of what I was thinking, like $120 knife, something really good quality, and that would just kind of be the one grand prize for one winner. Since we did just do the kind of the big mega giveaway, I think when I actually did the drawing, we were at like 890 some. I think now we're at about 900 subs, which is all thanks to you guys. So it may not take long. It could take a while again. So when we get there, we'll get there, and I'll figure something out and post a video about it. But there will be another giveaway. So that is something to look forward to. And kind of another announcement that I'll talk about here in a second. But before I do that, I'm going to open up another box here. And this is something that I bought from Knife Center. If you've ever bought from Knife Center, you recognize this box. And this one I'm really excited about. Here's my EDC for the day, by the way. It's a Spyderco Dragonfly 2 in the Toku steel. Love this thing. Love the Dragonfly in general. One of my favorite EDC knives of all time. So anyway, this came from Knife Center. Actually, I think we got some more tape here. I ordered this, and I've had it for a couple days sitting here, and I've been anxious to open it. So let's see what we got. It's a relatively budget-friendly knife that I will do a review on, and I'm actually quite excited about it. So what is it? Artisan Cutlery. So if you've watched most of my videos, you'll know that I recently reviewed the Artisan Small Archeo. And in that video, I called it the Small Archeo. I probably said the word Archeo a number of times in that video, but it's actually pronounced Archeo. And I know that because I heard the designer of this knife, the one who invented it, who designed it, Dylan Mallory, call it the Archeo. So it is the Artisan Cutlery Archeo. In this case, it is the Small Archeo. It's not the one I reviewed. As you'll recall, the one I reviewed was the premium version with M390 steel, titanium, carbon fiber. But I loved the design. It fits so well in my hand. So I bought the budget-friendly version, which, as you can see, is G10 and D2 steel. Ooh, and that action is still phenomenal. And it feels just the same as the other one. One of the reasons for that, they offer so many variations on this knife. The reason I bought this particular model is that The one I reviewed had a contour to the body, to the titanium and the carbon fiber. They offer this in G10 scales that are a little more aggressive textured, but they're flat, like just perfectly flat on the sides. This is the one that they call the contour G10. So I knew based on the profile that this would feel in the hand the same way that the other one that I actually handled would feel or felt. So that's why I chose the kind of smooth contour G10, and again, D2 blade steel. And this thing was like $57 or something like that. So the one I reviewed was like $220, which I'd still love to have one day, don't get me wrong, because I love this design. But I did mention in that video there are budget versions available and that I would probably buy one, and I did. First chance I got. Stonewash finish on the blade. I'll do a full review on this, kind of comparing it to the other one. It's got a bit different pocket clip, which I like better. And there's your serial number, D2 steel, designed by Dylan Mallory. And I will say, Dylan Mallory seems to me like a really freaking cool dude. After I did the review of the small Archeo, I posted something on Instagram about it, and he must have watched the video because he sent me a direct message on Instagram and just said, hey, I watched your video, you know, thank you, I appreciate it, type of thing. And I was kind of starstruck, like not kind of a lot actually, to have a designer of a knife that I reviewed not only say that he watched my video, but that he liked it and that he appreciated it. And I thought that was super cool. And that was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 days after I had ordered this knife. And he's got some other cool stuff coming out. So anyway, he just seems like a really super cool dude. And I'm super excited about this. So I'm going to play with this a lot more after the video, but that is the small Archeo from Artisan Cutlery in the budget line. So for anyone that liked that knife in that review, they do offer a budget line, as I mentioned, both in the small and the large version, which is a good bit larger. So that is that. So we'll get that out of the way. What is next? So this is some stuff that's on loan from a viewer, my buddy JD. So JD, let me protect the address here. JD reached out to me and just said, hey man, I got some knives that I think would be cool to see have reviewed by you. And if you'd like to check them out, I'll send them. And I thought that's incredibly generous, and I almost turned him down at first, but super nice guy. He's been very involved in the comments for quite a while now, and just a great supporter of the channel. And I figured, what the heck, let's take a look at some of these knives. So he sent me 3 knives to review. And once I'm done, I'll send these right back to him. So these are not mine. They're on loan from a subscriber, from JD. So let's see what they are. Because again, all of these will get full reviews. Nice packaging, by the way. Let me get that note out of the way. Okay, so there is a note. Let me go ahead and read the note. I'll read it off camera just in case there's anything personal in here. It says, hey Sean, here are a few knives for you to play around with and give your thoughts on. Please do not feel as if you need to hurry through these. I definitely want you to get a solid feel for each of them. Feel free to carry them, disassemble, or anything you see fit. I only ask that you don't do any advanced knife bro stuff to them. I will not do any advanced knife bro stuff or woodland tactical stuff. I'll take good care of them, buddy. I've included, well, he's going to list what he included, but I'll show you those. And then at the end he says, thank you so much for your awesome, honest, and insightful reviews. I definitely appreciate what you do. Thank you, JD. Well, thank you, JD, for the kind words and for being willing to send your knives, right, that you worked for and spent your hard-earned money on to me to review. Incredibly thoughtful, and I'm excited. So, and great packaging, by the way, and I'm going to save a lot of this so I can make sure these come back to you just the way they left you. So we've got one there from Rake Knives, as you can see. We've got one from Steel Will. And last but not least, we've got one from Kubi. So let's take a look at what these are and expect full reviews on all of them. So we'll start with the Kubi. My only experience with Kubi is the Kubi Eris, which I've reviewed. I've got the 2 different versions, the carbon fiber, they're both carbon fiber, I guess, but the stonewash and the satin. And this is a model that he thought I might be interested in. And it is the model KU, hold on, I gotta get close, KU074. And I'll leave a link in the description for these knives. So here it is. It's got a kind of a smooth dark green G10, D2 blade steel, is a flipper. Ooh, it's pretty beefy, but I like that. Fits good in my big hand. That forward finger choil is very usable for my big hand as well, so I do like that. I don't feel, maybe a little hot spot from the pocket clip, but nothing crazy if you're just using this for EDC. So anyway, that's crazy smooth too. The action is incredibly smooth on that. So very cool. I'm excited to use that and carry it. So that is the Kubi, what the hell was it? KU074 series. And again, I'll put the exact model number or link in the description. So thanks, JD, for that. And we've got one from Steel Will, a model that I've never put my hands on, but I've wanted. And I actually mentioned to him that I had this in my Amazon wish list. It's the Modus, as you can see. This is the, I think they just have one size in the Modus, but here it is. And I'm really excited to check this out. I've reviewed the Cut Jack, and I reviewed the Intrigue Mini, but I have not had a Modus in my hand. It feels very Cut Jacky, which is not a bad thing. Are you left-handed, JD? Based on the pocket clip position on this, I'm thinking you might be a lefty. Anyway, D2 steel, F-run handle, just like most of the Cut Jack, Steel Will models kind of in this line. Flipper, super smooth. Love the blade shape on that. Love it, love it, love it. Locks up good. Centering's nice and centered. Yeah, it's basically what I would expect from a Steel Will at this price point in this kind of series, if you will. So the Modus Model F25 and D2. This one's obviously blue with the orange anodized, I think, is it aluminum? Backspacer. So Steel Will Modus. Excited to check that one out as well. And then last but not least, a knife from Rake Knives. And this is the model P121G. I'm assuming the G stands for green. So it's the P121. And I don't recall what this one looks like, to be honest with you. I've only handled one Rake knife in the past. But let's take a quick look at it. I like the silhouette there. Definitely looks nice. And you definitely like green, which is not a bad thing. I have so many knives that are green. Again, we got G10, similar to what we saw on the Kubi. And I think the steel on this is D2. That's really good action. It's not. It's Sandvik. It's 14C28N, I believe. Yep. And steel liners. It's a liner lock, kind of a deep ride clip. Centering is just perfect. That action is crazy smooth. Man, some of these Chinese manufacturers, man, they're stepping it up in a big way. So all three of these feel great so far, especially the Rake and the Kubi, not having any experience really with them. Steel Will, I've handled knives similar, but they, again, will all get full reviews. So thank you, JD, for trusting me with your property, frankly, because that's exactly what you did, and I will do you proud, and you'll see full reviews on all of those. So I already talked about the giveaway that just happened. Another giveaway that I'm going to do at 1,000 subscribers. There's another thing I'm considering doing, and that is decals. And my buddy Jack Farmboy, if you haven't checked out his channel, you should. You're missing out if you're not watching Jack Farmboy. But he just recently started, well, I should say he's kind of testing out the idea of selling decals, like really nice, professionally made decals of his channel logo. And I had been shopping around for a while and talking to some of my other YouTube buddies about decals and kind of where they get theirs made. And I'm considering making decals, probably 2 different sizes. I'd probably give a lot of them away, to be honest with you. Like maybe once a week on a video, I would just give away decal and give them to friends and things like that. But I'm considering the concept, I guess I should say, of decals as a way to support the channel. As you know from watching the channel, if you've heard me say this, everything's self-funded. As you can see, I get, in this case, a viewer who sends me a knife that I didn't have to pay for, which is I'm very grateful for. And in the case of the Archaeo, or I'm sorry, Archeo that I reviewed previously. That was part of a pass around, so I didn't have to pay for it. But most items that you see on this channel are it's self-funded, right? So none of the stuff that comes to me for review, I guess I should say, are things that I necessarily get to keep, except the occasional flashlight, but usually I just give them away. So give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts on decals? Do you like them? Would you have any interest if I ordered them and sold them for, you know, a couple bucks a piece, a few bucks a piece? I don't really know. It's just an idea that I had in my head. Figured while I was recording this, might as well get your thoughts. This box came to me from Alaska from a friend of mine, and we send each other stuff periodically. I have no idea what's in here. I sent him something a while back, and he sent me this. So we'll use the small Archeo to get into this box. Don't have the slightest clue what this is, but we're about to find out. So I don't want to cut anything not knowing what this is, so let's see what we got. My lord. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Holy crap. So Josh is his name, by the way. That's funny. I was just talking about decals, and here's some really, really nice ones. So Josh lives in Alaska. So you'll see a theme here with some of these decals, and these are nice. Like, this is the type I'm talking about, like this matte finish vinyl, just very high quality decals. This is kind of what I had in mind to have made for my channel logo. That's a beautiful decal. I love that. Love that a lot. Same thing, kind of a matte finish, really high quality vinyl decal. Thanks so much, dude. That's awesome. This is hilarious. This is the company that makes the Hanks. He sent me a Hank a while back, and I did a video on it, an unboxing. And I've got it kind of close by, but not quite within reach. But this is the brand, the company Hick Hanks EDC, who makes some custom Hanks. So that's pretty cool. So 3 decals, a straight up America koozie to keep your beverage of choice cold. There's nothing more American than an American flag and a bald eagle. And the first time I saw a bald eagle in person was in Alaska, actually, where Josh lives. Saw several, actually. So that is very cool. I do like to keep my beverages cold. And then we've got some paper here. That's it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. 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 Okay. So that's incredibly generous, Josh. Damn you for doing that, because that is incredibly generous. These are Benchmade proper scales in copper. And his note says, now you have to buy a Benchmade proper. Cheers, buddy, Josh. And I do have a Benchmade proper. I do have one now. It's got my Carta scales on it. It is riding in a, I'll grab it real quick. It's right behind me. Here is my Benchmade proper, riding in the RG2 Leatherworks slip, which I think I did a video on, so I don't want to show that off too much. But I do have a Benchmade proper, and I now have a set of copper scales for the Benchmade proper, which is extraordinarily generous, Josh. I can't thank you enough for that. I know these things aren't cheap. I'm guessing, well, if you were wondering, they're made by Flytanium, so it looks like another kick-ass decal. That is, and these are sealed. Because I know you have a set of these, Josh. I know you have brass. I know you have copper. Josh has an amazing Instagram account, and I'm going to link it below. Phenomenal photography, absolutely beautiful, has some great gear. And I know you have copper, and I know you have brass, but these are brand new. That's unbelievable, unbelievably generous. Thank you, Josh. From the bottom of my heart, that means a lot. So thank you, Josh. That is incredibly kind of you. So one more box, and like I said, it's pretty large. I already opened it because I have no idea what's in this box. I opened it because there was a couple things on top that were more personal stuff. This is from a good friend of mine named, I'm going to call him John. Not that I need to hide his identity, but he sent me this. He lives in Colorado. He and I used to work together. He's an EMS guy. We kind of work in the same industry currently, but he's worked in EMS for part of his career. Great guy. Love him to death. He recently moved about a year ago to Colorado, away from me, And he sent this, and it's super heavy. It says on the box right here, 4 pounds, 5 ounces. So I opened it, I saw some envelopes, and kind of on top were some koozies. Again, that were a little personal that I didn't want to show on camera, but whatever's under here, I don't really know, other than I saw some, what looked like red, I think it was red, bubble wrap. So I think this is just packing material to protect whatever's in here. I don't think there's anything in the paper. There's something in this. Yeah, that's where I saw the red bubble wrap, because this bag is slightly torn. Okay, so this I think is, I'm guessing, I think that's just extra packing material. This guy obviously buys a lot of stuff from Amazon. So let's see what we got here. I caught a glimpse of some red bubble wrap. So let's take a look at this. This is heavy as hell. Holy. Oh my God. Okay, Jonathan, I think I know what this is, buddy. This is hysterical if it is what I think it is. Let me get my knife. Cut tape. Hold on. This is hysterical, but also badass if it is what I think it is. And he and I talked about this a long, long time ago. So, if you've watched BigRedEDC's channel, you know he has a giant navy folding knife. And this is absolutely hysterical and amazing. So this is a massive functioning lockback. And we're talking overall length of 20 inches. This thing probably weighs about 4 pounds. Got a nice forward finger choil there for your EDC tasks. This is absolutely hysterical. The back lock functions. How's the centering on this guy? It's pretty good, actually. So this logo here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Ducks Unlimited. So, and this is actually nice. I don't know if it's real or if it's some sort of a kind of a fake wood, but it actually looks really nice. Fit and finish, yeah, you know, could use some work. But so Jonathan told me this was a long time ago. I cannot believe you remembered this. So Jonathan has a buddy who owns, if I'm not mistaken, owns or operates a pawn shop or a bait and tackle shop or something like that in Colorado. And he had this in his store as a, it's like a retail marketing thing that a company like Ducks Unlimited, they would put their logo on it, send it to, you know, a retail store and say, hey, put this on display in your store so that people are drawn to our logo. So this is a marketing tool. It has an edge on it. I wish I had some paper that I could cut nearby. See what kind of edge this thing has on it. This is really thin paper too, so if it'll cut this paper, then, well, that's actually got a workable edge on it. That's insane. So anyway, it's hard to wield this massive thing. So Jonathan told me about this. You know, it's a marketing tool. It's very common. You've walked into stores and seen giant, you know, Spyderco neon signs, you know, that kind of thing. They're given by the manufacturer to the retailers to promote their products. So this is such an item from Ducks Unlimited. And he was telling me about it. He was like, dude, I was in my buddy's store. He had this massive, massive folding knife, like the biggest thing you've ever seen. And I don't know what he's going to do with it long term, if he's going to sell it, display it, whatever. And I just told him, I was like, if he ends up not wanting it, or not using it, or takes it down from display at some point, like, let me know. I'll totally buy it from him, just because to me it sounded hilarious. And the idea of a giant folding knife, just, I thought it was cool. And somehow, Jonathan, I don't know if he gave it to you, if you bought it from him, or if you stole it from him, but either way, Jonathan somehow came to have this in his possession and has sent it to me. That is unbelievable. It's going to go on display in my office. I've got a lot of stuff kind of on display. Maybe one day I'll do an office tour because I've got some cool stuff. But this is definitely going to be a part of my permanent display in my office. That has an edge on it, guys. Like legit, that has an edge on it. This is, maybe I'll EDC this one time. Throw this 4-pounder in my back pocket. And take it out at the dinner table and cut my steak with it. That's hysterical. So thank you, Jonathan. That's incredibly thoughtful. The fact that you even remembered that, that's just fantastic. Then we've got the Kubi from JB to be reviewed. We've got the Modus from JB to be reviewed. And we've got that rake knife from JB as well. Let me know your thoughts on the decals. And if you think that's a good idea. We've got the Kershaw XCOM to be reviewed or already reviewed, so that's coming up soon. We've got the awesome sheaths from Stuart, my main man. We've got the small Archeo, the budget-friendly version, which you'll see a review on. We got some really awesome stuff from my buddy Josh. Can't thank you guys enough, all of you, for all of this. We got the Sofern headlamp 90-degree light to review, so that'll be a good one. I'm really excited about that. And then the giveaway, the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments of what you think would be a good item to give away. Like, what's a good knife, kind of in that $100 price range, that you think would be a good giveaway item? Because again, I want to make it super easy and just say, here's one item for one winner, and keep it pretty straightforward. So let me know your thoughts in the comments as to what you think a good item would be for that 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which again could happen in 2 weeks or it could happen in 2 months, but I want to be prepared either way. So give me your thoughts in the comments. Thank you, well, Blade HQ for that. Thank you, Amazon, for that I bought. And then thank you, Knife Center, for the small Archeo, and Dylan Mallory for your kind words on Instagram. Thanks to JD for the 3 knives to review, and I will get these back to you, my friend. Stuart, thank you for the pouches. Jonathan for the massive, unbelievable folding knife. And Josh for the swag and for those amazing copper titanium scales. Those are gorgeous. Cannot thank you all enough. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. I hope I didn't leave anybody out. I think that's it. So that's kind of my channel update. Thank you for 781 subscribers and beyond, I guess. Let me know what you think about the decals. If you'd have any interest in buying one for, say, like $3 or $4, maybe do them individually, maybe do 2 different sizes. I don't know. Just give me your thoughts on decals and give me your recommendations for a good giveaway item for that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. There's also some other giveaways happening right now, and I'm hoping they're still happening by the time I post this. And I'll post this tonight, but my buddy Woodland Tactical is doing his 750 sub giveaway. I know BigRedEDC is doing one in the very near future. I don't know that it's been posted yet. So those are 2 that I know of for sure. And then Shortcut Reviews, if you're not familiar, Shortcut Reviews is going to be doing a giveaway coming up within like the next 15 subscribers or something like that. So if you've not checked out Shortcut Reviews on YouTube, do go check out his channel. His videos are like 2 to 5 minutes long. They're very short and to the point. This video is not short. It's gone on for quite a while, I'm sure. But his videos are very, very brief, very friendly to the user, or to the consumer rather, and very interesting. So he's got a giveaway coming up. He'll have 3 winners, and so I think he's only like 10 or 15 subs away from hitting that threshold, and he's going to do that giveaway. So Shortcut Reviews giveaway coming up soon. BigRedEDC has a giveaway coming up soon, and Woodland Tactical, I believe, has one coming up soon. I don't think it's happened yet. So I'll link all those channels below. So go check them out and keep an eye on those, because there's just a lot of giveaways happening right now. It just kind of worked out that way with people's subscriber counts and things like that. So a lot of fun stuff happening. As I always say, I'm proud and honored to be a part of this community. It's the most generous community out there. So thank you all for watching. I really, truly do appreciate the time that you take to watch my videos, especially long ones like this, which I should probably just shut up and stop talking at this point. So thank you all, and I'll see you on the next video.